everybody, and welcome to another Star Wars Black-Series.net video spotlight. Today we're taking a look at the Walgreens exclusive Boba Fett prototype armor Black Series 6-inch figure. This is an older figure. A lot of these videos that we're posting are kind of playing catch-up on the line. This one was moved to the front of the pile because I really like this figure, and we're doing a giveaway for one of these at the Facebook page right now. So I figured it was a good idea to get this video review up so you can see what this figure is like. First of all, with the packaging, this is what I refer to as the Phase 2 packaging, which is where they changed the bubble to accommodate larger, taller figures by eliminating some of the cardboard up here. Actually, let's get that first Boba Fett out, put it next to it, so that way you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about as I'm describing it here. So they've eliminated this section up here to give more bubble when they were on this blue Phase 2 packaging. We're already on Phase 3, so this has already actually been phased out past this, but for history's sake, that's why they did it. So we had the blue piping replace the orange piping, and blue lettering replacing the orange lettering. The Black Series logo was moved down to the bottom. We kept the figure art here as a little kind of side cardboard cutout, which I always thought that was really neat, this image here. I think it's gotten better on the Phase 3 packaging. The images are larger, but it was pretty cool, and I do like the minimalist look of these. Other than that, the layout of the figure is pretty much the same, with Boba's pistol and rifle, and the jetpack along the side of the figure. A bubble was added to a clear bubble area was added to the top, so you can get a look at the top of the figure if you wanted to do that. But the sides are pretty much the same, with the cutout there, the plain black on that side, and the back was basically the same too, other than the switch out in colors. Now, Boba's picture is different this time around because this is the prototype armor, so the picture taken here was from the test of the Super Trooper white armor. Now, if you have not gone online and seen the video of the test for Boba Fett, you should really do that. Head to YouTube and just put in, like, Meet Boba Fett, I believe is what you'll find it under. And it's a video with Ben Burt where he's introducing the character as it's still in these white, clean Super Trooper armor, and they're explaining all the things that the armor can do when they're first designing Boba Fett before they decided to do the multicolored outfit. The back of the package also explains this a little bit. It says, Boba Fett prototype armor. Before he put on the familiar Mandalorian armor from the Star Wars saga, this notorious bounty hunter was initially envisioned as a super trooper in all-white armor. The special figure captures the beginning of a character that has become a legend who is both respected and feared across the galaxy, Boba Fett. I do like the back of this packaging being not really kind of in-universe, where it's more about this moment of time and development of the character, and not trying to make up some kind of weird snow armor or something like that. I think it's neat that they really are just dealing with the history of this outfit. Alright, so I think that about covers everything I'm unpackaged. Let's get him out of there and take a look at him loose. Alright, so here's concept / prototype armor, however you want to refer to it. Black Series 6-inch Boba Fett out of the box. Let's talk about his articulation first. Now, if you've watched, it's been a while, but if you watched the Boba Fett 6-inch Black Series review that's on the channel, this is going to be kind of repetitive, but if you haven't, here it is again. Alright, so we've got a ankle that is hinged, but it also pivots. I really like these rocker joints because they move on kind of a plane. Instead of just side by side, they've got a nice angle to them, which gets you some really cool posing abilities with those ankles. There's no calf swivel or anything like that. It does have a double jointed knee, and there's a hinge right above the upper pocket on the thigh. I'm sorry, not a hinge, but a swivel. And then his hips hinge out and then swivel up and down. We've got a really, really nice, well-hidden torso joint in here, which if you bend it up, you can kind of see some lines in the suit. I'm going to back this camera up just a bit here so we don't get anything lost as I'm moving him. It's really well hidden and works really well. I'm a big fan of that torso joint. You wouldn't even know it was there until you start moving him. Just by looking at the figure, you don't know it's there. The shoulders hinge out, and they have this nice kind of ratcheting to them, which helps it hold poses and not feel all funky and loose. And then it swivels up and down. The elbows insert into the upper arm, so you get a swivel there, and then you get hinge up and down. And then there's a swivel where the upper wrist armor meets the elbow, so you swivel that around. And then the hands plug into the wrists, so you get a swivel there, and then a hinge in and out. There's no hinge up and down on either hand. They both hinge in and out, so there's no doing this kind of stuff with the wrist. And then the head is just mounted on a ball joint. As far as accessories go, Boba has the same accessories he had before, and some people have been disappointed by this, in that if you watch that concept video for the Super Trooper armor, his gun is quite a bit different than what you see in the film. It's actually like sort of like a real gun with a lightsaber mounted on it, like Luke's lightsaber has been glued onto the end of it, or not really his lightsaber, but maybe that flash attachment. So the gun is quite a bit different. Now the gun that they included with the 3 3/4 inch concept armor Boba Fett is the gun that he had in that footage. But that figure reused the gun from the Macquarie concept 3 3/4, so that figure also reused parts. This is an exclusive figure, so you're not going to see a lot of brand new tool parts on this. It was a very minimal tooling budget for this exclusive, so we had the same accessories that were included before. This time around, they don't really have much of a paint job to them. In fact, yeah, I don't see any paint at all. It's just a solid black gun, a solid black pistol, and then he has some silver paint detailing on the jetpack. A little black and a little bit of silver. The most disappointing aspect is that he does not have that gun. But being as an exclusive, I understand why it was done. As far as the figure itself goes, paint-wise, it's not just all white, solid white, which is good. He's got some parts that are kind of cast in a light gray plastic and others that are cast in a white plastic, which gives a differential between the armor pieces and the suit pieces. Same with the paint detailing. You get a little bit of light gray shading here and there. The weapons, or sorry, the tools that are in his pouches on his calves are painted silver. It's not a ton of paint work, but it's enough that it gives it different layers, basically, so that you can see a differential between different pieces on the suit. It's not overboard, but it's enough that you can get a difference. He does have a white cape that's permanently attached that has a gray stripe painted onto it. Now, if you watch the video, it's actually a Star Wars beach towel that he's got over the shoulder. And it would have been neat had they included that. The Sideshow version had an exclusive that included the Star Wars beach towel, but I don't know how many people would have been happy having that beach towel permanently attached. In this case, it's not removable. As the Sideshow case, you could remove it and switch it out if you wanted to. I'm not sure how many people would really like that beach towel hanging off there if they wanted this Boba Fett to be kind of an in-universe costume, where it's, you know, his snow outfit or something like that. The other thing about the figure is that the armor itself, it's the same sculpt as Boba Fett was before, so the armor isn't completely accurate to that concept armor either. He didn't have this ding in his helmet. It was much shinier. Little bits on the gauntlets and things were different. So if you're looking for a completely accurate prototype armor Boba Fett, this is not going to fit the bill. It's not going to be completely accurate to what you want. You're better off going with the Sideshow 12-inch if you want a truly accurate concept armor Boba Fett, Super Trooper style armor. But if you just want a cool 6-inch figure that represents that time in Boba Fett's history, this fits the bill. It's really cool, and it was only 20 bucks. On the secondary market now, it's a little bit more. Usually goes for about 30 or so. It's a cool figure. It's not something that's absolutely essential to the line, but it is pretty neat. It does some good posing, and it looks cool on the shelf, especially if you put him with a group of stormtroopers or something. At that point, he looks really, really spiffy. Put him with Darth Vader, you get the black contrasting with the white. I think it's super cool. I can overlook the little tiny drawbacks on it for the overall coolness of the character. Alright, that should be about covering everything on the figure. If you want to take a look at a gallery of this figure, there'll be a link in the info section if you're watching this on YouTube that'll take you to StarWarsBlackSeries.net, and you can check out the figure. Like I said, right now it's November 2015 when I'm recording this, and we're doing a giveaway on the Facebook page really soon, the Facebook Star Wars The Black Series Facebook page, for giving away one of these figures. So take a look at that if you don't have this figure already, or if you want to get one for a friend or whatever you want to do. That about wraps it up, and we'll talk to you guys next time.